Small exterior, big interior, practical, versatile, visually interesting, possibly fuel efficient as well. In the world of cars, B crossovers should tick all the boxes. Cars like Nissan Juke, Opel Mokka, Renault Captur and Peugeot 2008. 2008 is based on the 208 platform. You will see more of the 208 inside, but let's start with the boot, which should give us first hints as to whether this car is practical or not. 350 liters, this is the average boot size for a compact car these days, and this is exactly what Peugeot 2008 offers. Now, this shelf isn't really a very good idea, like Peugeot couldn't afford 2 pieces of string to lift it. But anyway, if we get rid of that, we'll see that the boot floor is just the right height, so you don't have to lift whatever you're carrying too high. Brilliant! In the back there is adequate legroom for a B-segment car, and with my 175 centimeters I still have some space left above my head. And that's with the optional panoramic roof. One of the first things that Peugeot told us during the launch event for the 2008 is that this is not an off-road vehicle. It's a crossover which can be optionally equipped with the grip control system. There's a knob down here, and what it does is it alters ESP settings, so you can set it on normal road, ESP off. There's also mud, snow and sand. Indeed, on sand, the grip control helps you get moving. It's enough to get you out of some mild trouble, but this doesn't mean you should go on. Just be happy you don't have to call your mate with a proper off-roader to pull you out and turn back. The 2008 is much better on tarmac, but even here I suggest you don't go for the optional 17-inch alloys, which may look good in photos, but do not enhance ride comfort, I'd say. Better go for the 16-inch alloys with thicker rubber, basically. The interior resembles what we already know from the 208 and what we'll soon see in the new 308. Basically, the dials are above the steering wheel, and what this means is that the steering wheel itself has to be smaller. It takes some getting used to, because what we feel is that the steering wheel has to be lower so that we can actually see anything on the dials. But what Peugeot claims is that the center of the steering wheel remains at the same height as if it were a bigger steering wheel that we see the dials through. So it just takes a bit of getting used to. Predictably, in the bends, the 2008 will roll more than the 208. It's obviously higher and it's got bigger ground clearance. Now, 2 centimeters more may not sound like much, but if you're almost stuck in the sand or mud, the 2 centimeters difference might be just what you need to get out of there. Visibility leaves a lot to be desired in the front as well as in the back. And is designing 2 proper cup holders really that complicated? Gearboxes are rarely a strong point with Peugeot, and here, well, I don't have a problem with the way the gearbox feels, the way the shifts feel. It's the throw, which is rather long, especially in case of 5th gear. It goes very far out. This is especially a problem in a left-hand drive car. In a right-hand drive it wouldn't be a problem, but anyway, I have to reach out very far to put it into 5th, and if you're smaller than average size, you will have to sit much closer to the steering wheel than you would like to. A 4-speed auto is available only with the 1.6 petrol engine. It's quite an old engine for Peugeot, and quite an old gearbox as well. You get a 6-speed manual with the most powerful diesel, the weaker diesel, and all the other petrols get a 5-speed manual. I already drove the 1.2 3-cylinder petrol engine, and I was pleasantly surprised with it. If you're going to be driving the car mainly around town, rarely extra-urban, it's fine. However, if you got a couple of €1,000 more and you plan to travel more on longer distances, the 1.6 e-HDi engine does the job. I'm very impressed with the stop and start system, which turns the engine off not just when the car stops completely, but also when it's rolling up to about 20 km per hour. What does it mean? On the same 18-kilometer route across town in rush hours, Peugeot 2008 engine was turned off for 20 minutes, and in a Toyota Auris Touring Sport only for 10 minutes. Now that's real fuel saving. Peugeot 2008 cannot be specified with an all-wheel drive system, it's not even an option. However, it's cheaper and more engaging to drive than the Opel Mokka. The 2008 prices start at around 15,000 euros. However, even the top Allure version with some optional extras will set you back around 24,000 euros, while for a Mokka you'll have to pay more like 26,000 euros. However, if we're talking about this kind of money, you may also want to consider the all-new Suzuki SX4. Meanwhile, if you would like to see more of my reviews, please click here. And while you're watching this, don't forget to subscribe to my channel by clicking here.